I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. In a matter of time I spent on some locked up shit in the back.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to God Hustle Discipline, the podcast where we dive into both the need and the how of bringing God and discipline into your life so you can reach your full potential, personally, professionally, and spiritually. Now, today we're going to discuss why success and God's faith come as a pair. Now, let's be honest. Everybody is chasing success in some form. Some want financial success, some want relational success, some want emotional success, peace, stability. Others want spiritual success, alignment with God's calling. Some want success in business, influence, creativity. But here's the mystery. Human effort alone can give you progress, but only God's faith can give you destiny. Say that with me. Progress comes from effort. Destiny comes from God. Today I want to show you 1. Success begins where identity begins, with God. 2. God's faith in you activates potential hidden inside you. 3. Success without God is unprotected success. 4. How to practically walk in success that is aligned, anointed, and sustained. If you don't know who you are, you'll mismanage your calling. You'll chase the wrong opportunities. You'll enter rooms you don't belong in and ignore rooms you are created to fill. Identity is the foundation of your success. Identity equals the foundation of your success. You cannot build a skyscraper on a weak foundation. Before God elevates you publicly, He will stabilize you privately. It is so important to know not only who you are, but what you're reaching for, because what you are reaching for is going to be based on who you are. You need to be secure in who you are yourself too, because that's going to provide your stability in not only your future relationships, but your future business and your future calling. Truly figuring out who you are sets the tone for the rest of your life. That's why the enemy attacks identity first. He attacked Eve's identity. Did God really say? He attacked Jesus' identity. If you are the Son of God. He attacks your identity. Are you really capable? Are you really chosen? Are you really enough? Why does the enemy attack identity? Because identity is the birthplace of destiny. Imagine someone using a phone as a hammer. It might kind of work for about 2 seconds, but then the screen cracks. A thing misused will eventually break. A person misidentified will eventually drift. You're not designed to be what the world labels you. You're designed to be what God named you. Psalms 139:14. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. This means you are intentionally designed. You're created with precision. You are formed with purpose. And God doesn't build anything without a calling attached to it. God created you the way you are for a reason. You are not meant to be someone else. Don't get swept up in the social media and just the lies of today's society saying that you need to be someone else, that you aren't good enough as who you are. God gave you the gifts to be who you are. You are divinely chosen and divinely created. God knew who you were going to be before you walked this earth, before you in your mother's womb. God knew what you were going to do, the lives you would touch, the success you would create. Every single thing down to your last and first breath. Your success begins with embracing this truth. I am who God says I am, not who life has pressured me to be. Before Jesus performed a miracle, before he taught a sermon, before he fulfilled his earthly purpose, God spoke these words over himself. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Catch this. Jesus received identity before he received assignment. God does the same with you. He speaks identity over you before destiny unfolds. Think about everything that has happened in your life leading up to this moment. Every single thing, every single step, every single person has shaped you to become who you are and who you are going to be. I know everybody listening, myself included, have faced many trials and tribulations, many hurtful things that we thought that it would never get better, that it may even kill us. But you're still here today, and that's because God has a purpose for you. He needed you to go through that to become successful, to fulfill your purpose, to have a testimony. Everything that has happened to you and shaped you is your destiny to inspire someone else, to build someone else. Think about the times you've doubted your path. Think about moments you felt disqualified. Think about when you compared your life to someone else's timeline. Those moments were not indicators of failure. They're symptoms of identity confusion. When you know who you are in God, you stop competing, you stop comparing, you stop imitating, and you start becoming. There are things inside you that aren't seen yet. There's greatness hidden in you like a seed in soil. Remember, we can't predict the future. Only God knows our future. But trust that He has laid out such amazing things for you. Seeds don't look like trees, but they are. A seed doesn't look strong. It doesn't look impressive. It doesn't reveal the fruit inside it, but it contains a future. Your gifts, your purpose, your calling, they may still look like seeds, but not fully formed, not impressive to others, not recognizable yet. Yet God sees the tree inside you. The key idea here is that God doesn't respond to who you are now. He responds to who He designed you to become. Are you simply going to fall short because you don't want to figure out who you are? You don't have the discipline and the strength and the faith to find your identity, that you don't reach your full potential? Some examples of God's faith activating hidden potentials can be found right in the Bible. Moses said, "I'm not a good speaker. I'm not qualified." God said, "I know who you really are. You're a deliverer." God didn't see a stuttering man. He saw a leader of nations. God called out the potential Moses didn't see. David, his family didn't even call him to the selection ceremony. He was invisible to the people, but visible to God. God saw a king, a warrior, a worshiper, a leader. Well, David was still just a shepherd boy. Here's the lesson. People may overlook you, but God never mislabels you. Gideon called himself weak. God called him a mighty warrior. God speaks to your purpose, not your problems. God speaks to your destiny, not your doubts. Peter was unstable, impulsive, and emotional, yet Jesus called him the rock. Because God doesn't describe you by your current behavior, He describes you by your eternal assignment. This is why God's faith and your success come as a pair. Your talent may open doors, but God's faith opens your potentials. Your education may give you skills, but God's faith gives you direction. Your ambition may give you energy, but God's faith gives you purpose. Say this out loud. Inside me is more than I have seen. God sees the finished version of me. God's faith activates my potential. Now let's talk about something real. You can achieve worldly success without God. You can build a career. You can earn money. You can gain popularity. You can accumulate influence. Why? Because success without God is unprotected, unstable, easily corrupted, easily lost, emotionally draining, spiritually empty. Now let me walk you through each one. 1. Unprotected success. If you build something without God, you have to protect it without Him. And the way of protecting success alone will crush you. Your business, your reputation, your mental health, your platform, your finances. If you build it alone, you must carry it alone. But when God builds something, what God builds, no man can tear down. What God opens, no man can shut. What God blesses, no enemy can curse. And let me remind you, that all came from the Bible. Those are all words of Scripture. Because God is a firm foundation, an unbreakable foundation. 2. Unsustainable success. Proverbs 10:22 says, "The blessing of the Lord makes rich, and He adds no sorrow to it." Meaning, you don't have to lose your peace to win in life. You don't have to sacrifice your family to climb higher. You don't have to compromise your values to succeed. You don't have to burn out to be blessed. Success that requires you to destroy yourself is not success. It's slavery. The Lord provides the balance that we need. The Lord provides the richness that we yearn for. You cannot be fulfilled just by money itself. You're fulfilled by the faith and the destiny and the purpose that the Lord has set in your life. And that brings us to 3. Success without God lacks purpose. You've seen people who have money but no meaning, influence but no inner peace, followers but no fulfillment. Why? Because success without God can fill your hands, but only God can fill your heart. Your soul was not designed to run on achievement. Your soul was run on alignment without your calling. As much as we all want to convince ourselves sometimes that there's not emotion involved, that there's not a yearning in our heart, that there is a dollar amount that we have set in our mind that once we reach that dollar amount, we will be fulfilled, that is such a lie. Because you can have all the money in your bank, but if you don't have a purpose for it, if you don't have a life or a foundation or a vision to build it on, to fulfill, to help others, what are you doing it for? That dollar sign, that piece of paper is not going to take you where you need to go and where you are going for the rest of your life. It's just not possible. You can try it. Let me know how that goes. And I promise you, it is not firm and it is not right and it will not fulfill you. And you will just keep chasing and chasing and chasing. 4. Success without God makes you vulnerable. Without God, jealousy can break you. Betrayal can stop you. Criticism can intimidate you. Failure can define you. Success can consume you. But with God, nothing anyone does can derail what He ordained. Jesus said, "The wise man built his house on the rock. Storms came, and they will come, but the house stood." Success built on God is storm-proof. Success built on self is storm-sensitive. Now let's get pretty practical now. How do you actually walk in this pairing? How do you walk in success in the Lord? How do you walk in His faith and His discipline and His love? 1, seek God before you seek opportunity. Success begins in the secret place. Ask God, "Lord, is this path from you? Is this the door you want me to walk through?" If God didn't open the door, you don't want what's behind it, because know that even if it does come with some pain, but it's from God, the outcome is so much greater than what you think is right for you. What you think is right for you is not always what is best for you. Trust that what God has for you is always going to lead to the best. And at the end of the day, too, we cannot change what God has set out for us. You cannot manipulate God's plan for you. You try to take that path that is not destined for you, you best believe God's taking you back to the path that He has for you. And you just went through additional pain and suffering because you tried to break away from what God set for you and what God told you. So before you make that jump, before you lean into something serious, a relationship, a career, friendships, marriage, everything, talk to God. God will guide you. 2, let God define success for you. Your calling is custom made. Your success will not look like everybody else's or anybody else's. For some, success is leading millions. For others, success equals raising a strong family. For others, success is creativity, service, innovation, influence. Success is not a size, it is calling. Don't let what others are doing and what they tell you to do to shape who you are and what you are doing in the life that you are leading. Again, go back to God. God knows best. 3, move even if you don't feel qualified. God doesn't call the equipped, He equips the called. Obedience is greater than self-confidence. Remember that when God put that dream in your heart, He is not looking at the dollar signs in your bank account, right? You may have a bank account that's at 0, or you have 50 cents to your name, and you feel like God placed $1 million dream in your heart. Know that He will provide you with those millions to get there, to lead. God knows who you are and your potential. He's not looking at where you are, but where you are going, and trust that He has a way for you to get there. 4, protect your character more than your image. Success lasts only as long as the foundation it stands on. Talent can take you far, but character keeps you there. Protect who you are in God, protect your firm foundation in God, and continue to lean and build on that, because that's what is going to take you far. If you lose your foundation and your faith in God, trust that you may fall. 5, surround yourself with God-centered voices. You cannot walk in God's faith with people who only speak fear. Voices shape vision. Vision shapes decision. Decisions shape destiny. Trust that who you surround yourself with, whether it's positive or negative, is going to shape your future. Let positive people be in your life, because their positive influence is going to promote a positive life and positive outcomes. Don't surround yourself with the people who are finding the negative in every situation. 6, stay connected to God during success, not only before success. Some people pray hard when they're broke, but disappear when they're blessed. This is so, so true. When do you often find people diving into their faith when someone is in the hospital, yet they've never touched a Bible? And well is a wonderful pathway to find God. It's wonderful that they're even picking up that Bible. Don't dismiss that. But even after the hard times, continue to be with God. Don't lean into God just when you need him. You cannot use God. You will not get anywhere in your life if you are simply just using God when it is convenient for you. You need to be with God at all times. When you're down, lean into him the hardest, right? That's when we all truly lean into God without a doubt. But when you get blessed, go back and thank him, because he is the reason that you have everything that you have today. 7, give God's glory for everything. Kind of relates to what I just said. Gratitude keeps you grounded. Humility keeps you lifted. Worship keeps you aligned. God is the reason for everything that we have and everything we will have and who we are. God only has good in his mind and in his heart and in his plans for you. Now, as we close today, remember this. Success and God's faith come as a pair because he forms your identity. He activates your potential. He aligns your direction. He protects your journey. He sustains the blessings. He completes what he started. Lift your hands or place one hand over your heart and say, Lord, align my success with your purpose. Reveal who I really am in you. Activate the potential inside me. Guide my steps so I walk in destiny, not just activity. Make my success meaningful, protected, and eternal. As we wrap up today's episode, remember this. God has always written greatness into your story. It's up to you to walk it out. Your faith is your foundation, your discipline is your structure, and your hustle is the motivation that brings it all to life. Don't let fear, excuses, or comfort keep you from becoming the person God designed you to be. Every day is another chance to grow, to trust, and to take one more step towards your purpose. So go out this week and live with intention. Pray like it depends on God and work like it depends on you. Keeping your faith strong, your hustle steady, and your discipline unshakable. Because when you combine all three, God, hustle, and discipline, there's nothing in this world that can't stop you from becoming everything he created you to be. Thank you for tuning in to God, Hustle, Discipline, where faith meets action and potential meets purpose. I'll see you in the next episode. Until next time, choose faith, apply discipline, and trust God through every moment of the journey.